Welcome back on Deck Circle. I think this is episode 9 of season 2, and our first guest of season 2, the man himself, ReZurrection00. How are we doing today, buddy?
How are we doing? Doing pretty good. How are you guys?
Big Rez in the house, man. The guy who's the reason why I am able to play MLB The Show 24 this year.
Hey, it wasn't just me. I had a lot of help too.
No, you did, man. It was cool. I can't believe I still tell Tango, I think I brought it up during our very first episode about how I ended up losing the giveaway and then winning the giveaway. It was the craziest thing. Because I won your giveaway and Nick Terrio's WWE giveaway in the same
day.
It was
day and a half 2 days apart. Lucky guy.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah.
I don't win anybody's giveaways.
You also don't sign up for any.
one or two here and there.
No, I know.
Yeah,
but Rez, man, thanks for being on. We're going to talk some MLB The Show and have some, pretty much shoot the shit and have some fun.
Right on, I get you.
Yeah, I think we'll start with why don't you just give us a little bit of your MLB The Show background? Where did MLB The Show start for you, and what made you want to become a MLB The Show content creator? Because obviously lots of people just like to play and stuff, but love to hear it from you.
Right. Well, I was always just a big baseball fan, and kind of whenever I started becoming just a big gamer, probably 2014, I want to say 2014, 2015, I got the first few PS3 games for MLB The Show. So it would have been MLB 07, MLB 08
yes.
or whatever. We had them on the PS3 when I was a kid. Me and my brother used to play them quite a bit. I didn't really know baseball at that age that much. A few years later, I became a big baseball fan, and then started getting more of the MLB The Show games. So 07, 08 was probably my first couple, and then we got MLB The Show 12, MLB The Show 13, with the ones with Brett Laurie on the cover, and
Boo.
And I would say Joey Bats, and then we had a Russell Martin one. I think he was on the cover for one of them as well. Didn't really think of content at that time. I used to have really, really bad internet connection here. Never thought content would ever have happened. Finally was able to have good internet in my area, and I knew that streaming and content creation was something that I always wanted to do. I just never thought it was going to be able to be possible with the poor internet connection. So then eventually I just kept getting MLB The Show every year. I remember 16 was probably the first year that I really played it very heavily. Started watching YouTube videos about it, started seeing Cougs and Kevin Gott, of course, and other guys, Shelfie around then as well, kind of the pioneers of the community, started posting YouTube videos, and I loved watching their videos all the time back then. A few guys here and there, and then 17, I got just even more heavy into it, 18, so on and so forth. 19 was the first year that I really became really heavily invested in MLB. Loved the game, loved everything to do with content. I even started a YouTube channel back then on 19. Despite having poor internet connection, I used to post videos they would take 20, 25 hours to upload, but I would post them, and it would just be just little things oh, this is how you get this card, this is how you unlock this card. I used to do monthly award predictions and roster update predictions back then as well. You could probably find it somewhere on YouTube. I don't even remember which account it was on, but
we'll have to do some digging,
do some research,
do some
research,
Googling, yeah.
And then we got good internet connection in 2021. So then as soon as we got internet connection, I was I'm gonna create a Twitch account, and I went right into MLB The Show. Well, I started a little bit with Call of Duty. Started a little bit with some other games and whatnot, and then because I think MLB 21, that was the game that came out late, right?
Yep, I'm looking at it. I would say I was saying before we started, I was looking at your Twitch history to kind of get an idea. Yeah, you played a little bit of everything, man. A little Call of Duty, some Back 4 Blood, some Dead Island.
At that time, it was kind of me and my friends. It wasn't I wasn't creating a community or anything. It was kind of whatever, start up a stream, see what happens type thing. And then MLB dropped. Sure. Yeah, exactly. And then MLB dropped, and I was I'm just going right in MLB. I knew that's what I wanted to do. I knew MLB was what I wanted to stream. I was just kind of waiting for it to drop because I think it think it released in May, I believe, that year, or late April, I believe.
It was late. I believe it was April because it came out around the time of my birthday, which is in April, which is around the time it usually comes out. But then they were like, because MLB 21, yeah, it was a later release. But then, yeah, everything just kind of like dropped super, super early, if I remember right.
Right. Yeah, that's what I thought. So.
But yeah, man, like clearly MLB The Show. I mean, 22 was a big game for you, but then 23 was really like your real big game for what I was looking at. I think it was like you were top 10 of total hours streamed in the game.
Yeah, we set the big schedule at the end of 22 and started going ham, and we've been sticking to it till this day. Like, just I think that's a big thing for me, is just a consistent routine, and I really think that has really catapulted a lot of stuff. It's just the consistent routine for me.
Yeah, I'll say that. Like,
you've got
when it comes to Twitch streaming, and not necessarily just MLB The Show, but almost anything, like consistency. If you are consistently on and like almost aggressively on with the amount of hours you stream, like it makes such a huge difference, because you could be the best streamer in the world, 100%. Super entertaining, whatever. 100%. But if you're only on once a week for like 5 hours, it's really difficult. So, I mean, it's almost, you know, guys like you and like Nick back when he was streaming like every day when he was off work and stuff, it's like you can really see a big difference when the people are able to dedicate that time and make that commitment to it.
Definitely, man. Yeah, it's cool to see. As somebody who was pretty full time for a while, and then life happened, and I stream pretty much, if I get a chance to, like once a week now, and I'd like to be able to do more, but man, just life kicks my ass with during the week. So it's like I'm always like 7, 8 o'clock at night. I'm like, dude, just press go live, and then I'm like, I'm gonna fall asleep at my desk.
Oh yeah, it could be tough. It could be tough sometimes for sure. It is key, if you really want to get far, to just stick to that thing. Like, I don't have a lot of other stuff going on in my life right now. Like, I've wanted to dedicate a lot of time to doing this stuff, so you know, like a lot of the time, my every day revolves around going live eventually, whether it's content or whatever, just, you know, eventually going live. And then I spend a couple days a week with my girlfriend, and then I come back and I do it again for 4 or 5 days in a row. And then it's just a consistent rinse, repeat type cycle. But I love that. That's kind of how I run. So I like doing that.
Hell yeah. Love it. Oh, man. But Tango, we had ourselves a pretty busy Friday, man.
We did. Another classic content nuke drop from MLB and SDS.
Yeah, no kidding. But Rez, I guess I'll start with you. How did you? What was your feelings on the content drop on Friday? First, I guess, what is your thoughts on the idea of them dropping everything on one day instead of them spacing it out more? What was your thought on the content altogether?
I definitely don't like whenever they do the big nukes and stuff like that. I've said to my chat before, I used to love, like back whenever I first played MLB The Show, every single Friday I used to be able to come home from school and look forward to grinding that weekend. And now we're getting it every second week. And and everything's all at once. And it's like, it's very overwhelming. I'm somebody that I hop on the game and I see all these new cards all at once, and I'm like, I don't know what I want to hop in first. Do I want to do events? Do I want to grind offline for the Team Affinity? Do I want to hop in to try for that Honus Wagner card? Like, I don't know, man. It's definitely overwhelming to see everything all dropped at once. But yeah, I don't really like it whenever it's all dropped at once like that. I thought it was a good content drop. I like a lot of the cards that were released. I do understand that a lot of people are a little tired about the constant names that we get every single Team Affinity. It seems like it's always the same guys. There was a few guys mixed in here and there that were a little different. Brad Miller is a kind of a cool card to see in Team Affinity. Whit Merrifield, you know, a couple other guys, Eduardo Escobar. Those seem to be some of the better cards too, but it does seem like a lot of these teams get the same guys year in and year out, and I definitely don't like that. I mean, I'm going to grind the game regardless. I'm going to get these cards regardless, but I understand where everyone's coming from.
Definitely. Yeah, I know it was the joking meme from the last episode that I predicted. I was 2 for 2 on the predictions for the Brewers and the Blue Jays. Tango was consistent that he was like, I really don't want Tom Hankey. I'm like, dude, it's gonna be Tom Hankey. It's always Tom Hankey.
It is.
Just like the Brewers, it's always Robin Yount or Paul Molitor, and it was definitely Robin Yount. But I will say though, Tom Hankey having outlier on his fastball is super nice. It helps the card a little bit. And this Robin Yount card, don't sleep on him, man. He's super nice. He's like a contact king, dude. I'm telling you, man. Like I've been using him. I used him a little bit after I finished stream this morning, and I unlocked him after the stream. But I was using him. I'm like, man, he's super nice. It's like he's got a good swing. At all. Yeah. He's just Robin Yount, so it's like eventually there's so many cards that are so much better.
Yeah, right, exactly. The problem isn't even like attributes or anything. Like all these cards, more or less, you can use them if you really want to use the card. They're all more or less usable. Some are obviously better and glitchier than others, but it's just like it just doesn't feel as fun as it used to, because it just, like, to me anyways, and I think to a lot of people, because when you're just getting the same guys over, and over the last 3 years of MLB The Show, they've added just like these random card series. Like all the card series used to be pretty specific to like things that had actually happened. There were, you had your all-stars, veterans, second half, whatever, rookie years and stuff like that. But now they're like, oh, we'll have Kaiju, we'll have Hyper Series. And you could give any player in the league any overall, and it doesn't matter, right? So to just like keep giving us, guys like Yount and Willie Stargell and Tom Hankey, and like you could pick any Blue Jay who's currently a Blue Jay. Like you could pick Willie Adames for the Brewers, you could pick Wilson Contreras, like anybody. It just seems so boring to be like, okay, like it's fun to have all these older legends in the game, but when it just feels like the same cards you get over and over and over at this point, when I think people are already on a quick burnout after last year's grind. Like it's tough. Like my whole complaint with this game the last few years has been like, we need things to look forward to. And then when you do finally look forward to something and it's kind of like a bummer, it's like, oh, like,
yeah, no,
like Brad Miller is such a good choice. And then it's just like, it's maybe one out of each division that's like, you would say kind of a fun choice, and the rest are just like, okay.
Yeah, so many of them are just super predictable. I mean, if we sat there, and I think if you and I sat down, we probably could have predicted out of the 30 teams, we probably could have gotten maybe 20 of them right. Because, I mean, for the Reds, I probably would have chosen like either Chapman or Eric Davis, because that's who they pick. And it's sure as shit, it was Eric Davis. It's like, guys like that are just, I agree though. It's like, it's like boring. And honestly, I feel like a lot of these cards, granted they're 99 overalls, but like if they would have stuck to the old formula of like where it wasn't just 30 cards, all these cards could have been like really good 95 to 97 overall, like henchman cards. That would have been like really good. Like a 97 overall Eric Davis would play the same as a 99 one would.
Yeah, I agree.
Blake Trinan, the same thing. Like him being a 99 just makes him OP, but like people would use a 90 overall Blake Trinan because he's glitchy in the game. So it's like, I just feel like they just kind of went with a weird formula for this one. I feel like they've done it all year. Team Affinity 1 personally was my favorite out of them, because it feels like those cards were just like, okay, these are some really good diamonds early in the game to have. Plus they're free and they're attainable. And now they're starting to branch out and putting all these different cards surrounded throughout the game. It's like, do I really want to grind all 5 Team Affinities for a card that I already have that's better in my lineup? It's like, so it's just here or there. It's all like, it's hard for me to take that 91 Christian Yelich out of my lineup because 1, I'm a Brewers fan. 2, Yelich's swing is so glitchy, and he's better than a lot of these guys that were just brought into the game. So it's tough to like, what's the worth of grinding?
I completely agree. I think the same thing with like the first 2 Team Affinities that were dropped. Like there were so many of those fun random cards like Charlie Blackmon and Cedric Mullins, and those are fun guys like Mitch Garver. Like those are random names. Like it'd be so cool to see some of those as a 99 and in this new Team Affinity, but we're just getting the same old names that we've got for years now.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, I mean, And I also said the worst part. I'm sure it'll something we'll talk about later on, but it's like this Team Affinity one. It takes a lot longer to grind. They made the grind a lot longer. I know there was a guy on Twitter who already completed it, and it said it took him like 20 hours to do compared to 14 hours the first time.
Yeah.
And it's like me, I don't get a chance to play this game nearly as much as even you guys both do, and you guys don't play it as much as a lot of other people. And I still haven't completed the XP program. Like, I don't know if I do complete Team Affinity before the new season drops, like it's going to be like worthless because the cards are going to be gone in 30 days. So it's also there's that aspect too. It's like, do I really want to spend my whole entire time grinding for cards that I'm just going to lose by the time I'm done doing all of it? So,
right.
But yeah, I mean, I like that they brought Team Affinity back, but I think they've tried to either overcomplicate it or oversimplify it, and it hasn't worked in either way. So
that does seem that way.
But I mean, shit, I think I asked Tango when I was live earlier if he had completed any things yet, because I think by the time we even streamed the Monday episode after TA2 dropped, you already had like 2 or 3 locations done. And it's like, I don't have a single one. I just got the NL Central to 50%.
Yeah,
and everything else is way less.
I am
than that.
currently 99% on the AL East.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like 0. The rest are, the next highest one I have is 37, and like I have one at 0, one at 2%. Like I'm not grinding it nearly as hard as like the first 2. But plus I don't like that they just change all these things. Like all the kind of XP or like whatever the points you get towards the program, how it's like we're making it more difficult. Oh, it's, you guys want it like they tell us that, oh, you wanted conquest specific missions. I'm like, no, we didn't. Like, just like, why do we need conquest hits as opposed to just like hits in general for offline play? It's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know.
No, but then they also took the repeatable team build missions away. So like, you gotta get like whatever 5,000 XP with the Brewers. They took that away just for the 10 total bases with one of the guys, or 5 strikeouts with a pitcher or whatever, and that's just a one-time 10,000. It's like, dude, come on, man. Like,
you're giving
the replayability.
Yeah,
you're making the replayability. You're making people have to either play more online or do something other than just like I said on stream earlier. I just finished the conquest map for the Team Affinity. I don't want to do it again. The vouchers aren't worth me grinding all those games again.
No.
So it's like, I love the game, but man, they are just making it so hard to play Diamond Dynasty right now. Like, it's tough. It really is. But yeah, we got over Team Affinity. We also had the Battle Royale program drop with a very juicy Honus Wagner card. I'm one of those guys where I used to never play BR, but now I don't hate it. I mean, it's okay. It's more fun to me than events has been this year, which has usually always been the opposite. But this Honus Wagner card is definitely something I'm going to grind for. Just because I always love his cards. But like I said, it's also that thing where it's like grind for him, and I have him for, what is it? 25 days and 12 hours as we're recording. So it's like, man. But
yeah, so Rez, I want to know kind of like what your thoughts on events are, because you play a lot of events. Like I sometimes look at event records and I'm like, oh, I'm like 5-2. I look at Rez has played like 50 games in events. I'm like, that's crazy. Like that's so many event games.
Yeah.
But just because, I mean, you've been playing MLB The Show for a long time, and in my opinion, like events used to be super fun. They were like really focused on like having a random kind of team. It kind of forced you to use cards you didn't normally use. And now it seems like you kind of, I know this one is like a lefties versus righties, but you still you can use any card you want as a lefty. It's not like gold lefties even or something like that. So just give me your thoughts on events and kind of the changes that they've made over the last few years and what you like, what you don't like maybe.
I've always been a big event guy because I just feel like the 3 innings, like it's not like a sweat fest. Yeah, you might face some guys that are pretty good at the game, but like if you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. I just kind of go on there just to have fun with cards, try out new cards, especially doing content and stuff, streaming and whatnot, I might, I'll see a new card or get a new card, and I'll be like, oh, I want to use that. I'll try him out in the event. I'll see if I like his swing in the event. Like, I think it's a perfect spot for that type of stuff. Over the last couple of years, I feel like they've kind of steered away from doing events based off of content drops. Like, they used to do a content drop, and then the event that dropped, whether it was the same day or a couple days later, you could use all those new cards from the content drop in the event. I feel like it's been forever since we have had that, whether or not it's at the end of the year, whenever it's all the cards you can use in events, and it's pretty much ranked in 3 innings. But it like this event, you can't use almost 3/4 of the Team Affinity cards. Like, I would love to be able to use them in there, but
so many righties.
Yeah, like, I would love to be able to use them. Like, I don't really like that, so it's a little annoying, but I still enjoy events. I still like it, like I said, just to hop on and kind of use cards, parallel guys. Like, I've always loved the parallel system in the game, so I always like going on there, getting some guys P5. It's kind of like an OCD type thing if I don't have a card P5 that I like using, so I try to get them as high as I can, and I like that they made it 8,000 this year too, so it makes it a lot easier to get them done.
Yeah. I was saying on stream today how my P5 grind isn't anywhere near as like crazy as I would have thought it would have been, but like I have a bunch of cards that I would never have expected to like parallel at all.
Me too.
Also, like I think I'm like halfway to P5ing that Cardinals Team Affinity, the Jack Flaherty card.
Yeah, right.
Just because when I've been doing the Team Affinity grind, he's the pitcher I use because I get points for him.
Yep.
So it's like, man, but I'm never going to use Jack Flaherty in online play or even in events or anything. But, he's just the guy because I get points for using him. Yeah, of course, I'm going to be higher up than him. But how many P5s do you have this year? Do you know? Or
I only got like 6 or 7 right now. I do have a fair amount of guys.
Those are Danny Jansen cards.
We got both Danny Jansen's P5. We do. I was looking at the stats with both of them. They're so similar. I'm at like 460 with each one of them, and they're both like 45 home runs. And it's just, so yeah, no matter what Danny Jansen card, I'll get all of them P5. But I only have like 6 or 7 right now, but a fair amount of them are pretty close. I would love to be able to finish them off in the event, but I can't use any righties. So I have a fair amount of righties that are almost P5, but hopefully the next one.
Nice. Yeah, I think I have 2, but I'm working on. I think I'm in progress to have like 3 or 4 or 5, like pretty quick.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like part of the problem with the parallel system and the way content goes is for the average person, or even a slightly above average amount of play. Like by the time I play the game a fair amount. By the time I P5 a guy, there's just a better card that's available. So it's hard to use that P5 card, depending, unless it's like I randomly get them in BR or they're useful in the event. But like for my ranked squad, like I don't think I have any of my P5s on it. Actually, no, Trout is on my P5s, is on my squad. But like rarely, because like you start with an 87, by the time you P5 them, they're up to a 92, and then you're getting like 95s and 96s in the program. So I don't know. It's weird. Like it's fun. And I like that it's easier than last year.
I mentioned that today as well, because like, I don't think I have Jacob Mizorowski from the Brewers, one of the, I can't remember what series that was now, but
Spring Breakout.
Him, and then I have a Spring Breakout, yes. And then I have Byron Buxton as P5. Those are my only 2 that I have. And I have no desire to use either one of them anymore because the game the game isn't favorable to the Buxton boost anymore. Yeah. So it's like
RIP
I don't have it.
Let's pour one out for the Buxton boost. That was like all I heard about for the first month of the game being out, and now it's
all about the Santana and the Kershaw boost
and
now.
the 2000s boost. The David Ortiz is like a big one right now.
Yeah, it's
shout out to Ainge for just like constantly spamming any boost card.
Oh man, That's right.
That's right.
Big shout out.
Always, definitely. Ainge is the homie for sure. But yeah, man. Events. Like I said, I don't know if it's just because I keep running into the sweatiest players of all time that makes me not have any desire to play events. But like, I swear, I think I was telling Tango, like the last like 4 or 5 event games I've played, I swear I've run into like the greatest players that's ever played this game. Like I've been down like 8-0 in the first inning, and I'm like, this isn't fun. Like I'm not gonna do this 20 times.
I thought the same thing. I'm like, I don't know I don't know what is going on this year. I don't know if the player base just year in and year out just gets better, but I do not remember any players this year that you can just go in there and get 9 strikeouts in 3 innings. You used to be able to once in a while face somebody that you could just completely tear up, but not this year, man. Like there's like every player that I have faced, like 400 batting average with every batter, and it's like, good lord, man. Like everybody's a goon now.
Well, except for whoever we played in co-op this morning, Jake. Jake and I played a co-op game this morning and threw a perfect game with with Andy Pettit.
Yes.
Thanks to you.
I had to redeem I had to redeem myself for that horrific showing I had after playing trios with Tango, and we played with Jess, and then we played with somebody else.
Yeah.
And there was like 3 baseballs coming at me at all times, dude. I was drinking before. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a few.
Hey, it happens. It happens.
I had a few, didn't want to go to bed, saw Tango was live. I'm like, I'm going to go see what he's up to. And I was doomed. I mean, they were like hitting the ball all over the place. And I swear to God, I felt like I was swinging at everything that was just, I was missing everything in the zone and then swinging at everything that was like below the knees. It was terrible.
Oh, God. I do the same thing all the time. Don't worry.
But, man, yeah, Team Affinity's out. The Ranked Seasons reward, the new
Legend
Seasons is out. New Legend, yeah. New Legend.
Was he in the game like 2 years ago and out?
Yeah, just a couple years ago.
Yeah, out for
he had
once.
like the best card in the game like 2 years ago.
He was really good.
Jake Arrieta. He has a great first name, though. I'm not going to lie. Great first name. But, yes, Jake Arrieta's back. Dude, I was so like, I was on my way home listening to the stream in my headphones while I'm driving back from work because I knew I wasn't going to catch the live stream at home. I was like, really? That's who we got? Cool, Jake Arrieta is back in the game, but it's like that's not a new legend.
Yeah.
How is this not a guy that was just a day one like card? I don't know. It's not.
Yeah, it could have been.
It seems like it's not as exciting as it could be, and like it sucks because he is a good card, but it's just like I don't know. I feel like this year is pretty lackluster in the legends department. Like I don't know. What do you think, Rez? Like I
definitely agree. I think this Team Affinity is showing that perfectly. Like. We need a complete, not a new haul, but like, well, I guess, a new haul, like just a big haul of new legends to come to the game. And they don't have to be, I think we've come to the conclusion that they don't have to be guys that are Hall of Fame guys. Like it could be guys that have maybe even never been an All-Star before. It could be guys that have maybe one All-Star appearance or a Silver Slugger, odd Silver Slugger. Just names, bring them to the game. Like, I know we've gotten a couple of those guys in the last couple of years, but they only stick around for like a year. I know Tony Clark's in the game again this year, but Tony Clark's like a perfect name. Like he's been so fun to use this year. If you guys have played any of that first BR program, he was so good. So many people love that Tony Clark card, and we need more of those types of players in the game. Like I don't even know if he was ever an All-Star, but he's considered a legend. So like, bring more of those guys in the game. It'd be so fun to have. Switch hitting first baseman, any switch hitter is good in the game. So I think those, like, just a new haul of legends that just to add more to it, because you could look at this Team Affinity and think, like, yeah, it's a little boring, but there's really not. Some teams don't have a lot else to choose from because they don't have a lot of legends available in the game. So why not? I understand, like, rights are a big thing and, like, money for things and whatever, but I mean SDS is owned by Sony, is it not? Like do they not have $1 billion? Like they got a lot of money they could probably throw around to just these little not really known legends that probably won't ask for any more than $100, you know, to be in the game. Like honest to God, like I think it'd be cool. We need another big haul.
But then as I say, you've got that, but then you also got guys like Adam Jones.
Who's
really good. He's begging SDS to put him in the game.
Yeah, I know. I agree. Seen that.
It's like, so that's what kind of made me think like maybe he was going to be the new legend, because it was kind of going to be like a play on, like he was jokingly begging them to be in the game, knowing that he was going to be in it. Was going to be, but then of course no. I actually thought it was going to be Hideki Matsui, because I think I was telling Tango about that. Like Nutsy Poo did like a breakdown video of like the Jeter storylines, and like you can clearly see his face isn't blurred out or anything like that.
Right.
Which a lot of people's faces were blurred out. Like Sean Figgins' face was blurred out in the video and stuff like that. It's like they're picking and choosing people. So that's why I think eventually he's going to show up. but I just don't know when. Which I thought maybe the Jeter storyline thing would have been a
I
perfect
thought it was
opportunity
going to be
for him.
Matsui too. I was on that train of Matsui for sure.
Oh yeah, but we also got my boy, the big hefty lefty himself, CC Sabathia, back in the game. Brewers legend, not a Yankee legend. Brewers legend. Dude, I'm telling you, if they put I know like we talked about how we didn't want, like repeat 99s and stuff like that in the game in years past from how they abused it last year and the year before that. But it's like, if you give me a second half 2008 CC Sabathia, that'll probably be the best card in the game. Like, it'll have like 125 everything. Like, I'm not even, dude, he was nuts. So it's like, I would love nothing more to see like when he does like the pose where he's like, let's fucking go, like that pose. Oh, it would get me so hyped. I would do whatever mode. I would play events for that card.
he used to be in the game. He had an old Brewers card back in, what was that, 18, I think?
18, I think, yeah. 18. Yep. Yeah, but speaking of the events, I mean, we got Matt Olson, and who was the other reward? It was Matt Olson was the big reward, and then Tyler Rogers was the 10-win award.
Yes.
I'm kind of okay with both of those. Those seem like event rewards. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, Matt Olson seems a little underwhelming just based on all the players that we have in the game now. Like, but he ain't bad. Like, he's pretty good.
Yeah, his swing is always good. Like, his attributes might be a little bit underwhelming, but I think he's still a good card. Like, I mean, yeah, maybe not a 99 if you look at his attributes, but his defense definitely puts him in the 99 territory, even if it's only a first baseman. But I think he's a good card.
I don't think
Tyler Rogers.
I don't think he was ever a 99 overall caliber player anytime during his time with the A's, even though he was really good with the A's. Like, he had like 40-something home runs the 1 year with them, but it's like, I don't know about 99 overall guy for the A's. Now for the Braves, like that second, like last year or whatever, his second year with the Braves, he was nuts then. But
agreed.
Yeah, but this is the time where everything's going to be 99 now. Like all the lightning, all the tops now, all those guys can't go backwards. Cannot go backwards. But yeah, we didn't even, we didn't talk about was the ranked seasons rewards besides Jake Arrieta. The best card in the game is also a part of that.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about Posada. I'm talking about Prince Fielder. No, Prince Fielder is in the game. He is the 75 stars reward. Yes. Oh, boy. Brewers legend. He's cracked. But the best card in the game, Jorge Posada, 99 overall. Dude, I'm looking at his stats now. He is juicy.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for that Posada. That's definitely what I'm taking. I know Arrieta might be good, but I'm not even looking twice. Jorge Posada, loved him the last couple of years, so I'm excited to get that card.
It was tough for me to take his gold card out of my lineup.
Yes, the gold card, man. Co-op legend.
Dude, he was no kidding. We used him today. He is a co-op
Willie
legend.
Castro and Jorge Posada.
Willie Castro and Jorge Posada. And Gunnar Henderson. That's the other guy we had. Yeah, man. Obviously, Jorge, I mean, I would consider, he's got to be everybody's go-to catcher if we can get to him, right? Like, he's got to be.
I don't know, Danny Jansen. It's hard to take him out.
Ding Dong Danny. He's too good. He's too good. He's so good. His cards just play so well. He's good in real life. He's good in the game.
Dude, he was the worst card for me to use in that BR run when you needed to get the points. I could not get a hit. I think I went like 0 for 30 with him to start off the run or something. It was terrible. I think also it was because I was trying too hard to do it, like get hits and stuff with him because I knew that I needed the points. But yeah, it was rough. But yeah, man. They can't forget about Alejandro Kirk, man. He's got a better card in the game, doesn't he? He's got the 95.
He does, but his swing ain't like Danny's. Like Danny's. Yeah.
I'll give you my stats. I haven't played much with either of them really online. So I have 19 at bats online with Kirk. He's 3 for 19. So hitting a nice 158. The tops now, Danny Jansen is hitting 500. And I think even live series, Danny Jansen online, I'm hitting 600. So Kirk can suck it. His swing sucks. Yeah. He's so slow, even with 23 speed. Like, I don't know how he got 23 speed, but it's a fun card. As a Blue Jays fan, I'm like, okay, cool. We get a Blue Jays card, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, Danny Jansen just plays so much better in this game.
Yeah, so much better.
They did not have to do Alejandro Kirk this dirty with his card art too. He looks so tiny in his card.
He does,
Well,
doesn't he?
he is. It's pretty
Yeah,
accurate.
he is.
But they could have done like they do all like the Tom Hankey or the Relvis Martinez. Like they like zoomed up images of him so he
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
look
true.
so small. Like we know he's a short, fat guy, but he's like he looks really like he looks like a toddler. He looks like my 2-year-old trying to hit the ball off a tee or something right now.
And somehow was a silver
it's-
slugger. I miss that Alejandro Kirk in
Yep.
real life.
I do too. God.
Oh man, ay. Tom Hankey's cracked. I'm looking at him right now. He's really good.
Oh yeah.
Tango was so down on him, dude. It was so
It's just
funny. how I
boring, man.
called
It's
it.
so boring. Like it's like
I
as soon as
know.
he was added to the game, he's just there. He's just like we're just gonna be
Automatically.
Jays fans are just haunted by Tom Hankey. We always
Yeah.
have like a shitty pool of legends and flashbacks for our team. So it's just annoying. Like Donaldson's out of the game now, so we're not going to get a 99 Donaldson this year, which card is always so good. We need some of those 2015, 2016 Jays to be back in the game.
I know, man. I know. I want Bautista so badly. So bad. Somebody. Like they've got to add some more. You know,
Oh, there's
like,
so many
a
guys
good
on that
amount
who
of-
played on that team, even if they only played for a little bit, but
Yeah.
like guys from that time, like Tulo, Edwin, bring him back. I know like they've only been out of the game maybe a year or two, but I don't know. Fun. They're fun.
Michael
cards.
Saunders.
All-Star Saunders.
Yeah, like that's one
Spoiler
of those-
alert:
that's one of those
Josh
names.
Donaldson is not out of the game.
He does have
He's
his
still,
free
he's-
agent.
He's,
Oh, is
still
he?
in the free agent pool, so
Yeah.
he might get one. You never know.
He might.
And
I feel like he's one of those guys they would have released already though if they were going to.
Some version of his card, yeah.
He has one of my favorite swings I've ever like used in
Oh,
MLB
it's
The Show
so
history. But
good, so good.
Bringer of Rain, dude, he's
Yeah.
nuts.
So who would-
Brewers legend?
who would be
Brewers
Brewers
legend,
legend? Yes. Cleveland legend. Josh Donaldson. So Rez, who would you, if you had
Twins-
to pick
Twins
like,
legend.
I don't know, your top like one or two, let's say not in this year's, like just Blue Jays cards that have been in the game in the last few years or since you started playing Diamond Dynasty, somebody who's not in the game or a card that you would want back, like who would it be for the Blue Jays?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, Donaldson is definitely a big one. Like last year, I think the last 2 years I got his 99s P5. Swing's just so good. Donaldson's a great one. I know I don't know if he'll ever be in the game again, but Jose Reyes, when he used to be in the game, I think he'd be a great player to have in the game. I think they could probably really juice his cards. I don't know if he'll ever be in the game anymore, but I think Reyes could be a cool one to have. A few years, what was that, 19 his last game, I think, maybe 20, maybe.
I can't remember. 19 for sure. He had a signature series.
Yeah, signature 96, I think. It was actually kind of nice. I don't know. That's tough because, I mean, even some of the other, like, we used to have John Olerud, and, like, he just wasn't ever usable.
Man, John Olerud
Right.
is like such a point for me. Like they put him in the legend trailer at the beginning of the year. They didn't give him
Yep.
to us until like 2/3 of the way with one of the team affinities. He got one card and then he was just never in the game again. Like, what are we doing? Like, it's just like to have a guy in the game
I understand.
you can't even use the whole year is like, or like 80% of the, like, it's so weird. Some of their thought processes on some of this stuff.
I think that too. Like, I don't really understand how the rights and stuff go, but John Olerud, yeah, I know he's really not going to be used by a lot of people because first base is such a power heavy position and he doesn't really have a lot of power. But us as Blue Jays fans, that's kind of a cool guy to have in the game. You know, it sucks that he was a 1-year wonder type guy. I know Alomara's another guy. I doubt he'll ever be in the game again, but he was so good.
No,
There was a few guys
he's
like
dead
that.
to
Like,
baseball, I think.
yeah, he ain't gonna be back. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like Donaldson's a great one. You mentioned Tulo. Tulo used to be really good in the game. That I'm surprised he's not back yet. I think he'd be a perfect name around this time of MLB The Show to have back in. Pitcher wise, I know Burley was like a 1-year wonder guy as well. wouldn't hate to see Burley back in the game. I think he'd be probably better with the current state of the game compared to when he was in the game. So Burley could be a cool guy. I was gonna mention someone else, but he'll never be in the game either. Roberto Osuna. Like, good Lord.
Oh, his cards were so
Lord,
good.
man.
His cards were so good in the
They
game.
were.
Yep. Another one off to the shadow realm. See you later. Smell you never, Roberto.
I've got a
same first name.
I've got a sneaky one. I got a sneaky one.
Who's your sneaky one?
He's a Blue Jays and a Brewers legend. Justin
perfect.
Smoke.
Oh,
Yes.
Smokey.
Yes.
Yeah, give me
BR,
what is it?
BR legend. BR
30
legend Justin Smoke.
Yes.
38 homer year, Justin Smoke.
Yeah.
Yep. All-Star Smokey.
He came to the Brewers. I thought he was gonna like ignite our offense, and he was not an igniter at all. He was as cold as ice.
Yeah, he was bad everywhere else he played except for.
He had a good
the
Mariners
Jays.
run. He had a good Mariners run.
Yeah, he wasn't
He was
terrible
okay.
before us, but
He was
he
best
was
with
like
he was best with the
backup.
Jays. He was best with the Jays.
Yeah,
Man,
for
when-
sure.
especially when he could just like play like every fourth game and he would just still hit like 15 home runs or something. Like,
Yeah.
I almost forget he was on like the 15 and 16 teams because he
I
had his
know,
good year
because
in
he
what, like
wasn't really
18,
played.
17
Yeah.
or 18?
Yep.
Yeah.
18.
After Edwin and Colabello were gone.
Chris Colabello. There's a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Dude, you guys got a nice all-time team on here too. I'm on Showzone looking at the Blue Jays all-time team. It's kind of nuts, the team that you guys can put
You
together.
can get some nice ones in there. Al Leiter, guys like that.
Yeah. A few
Ricky
guys,
Henderson was a Blue Jay?
Ricky Anderson
Yeah,
won a
and,
World Series with the Blue
World
Jays.
Series.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
World
right, he
Series.
did. Yeah, thanks to
He
my
was
boy.
on.
You're
He was
welcome.
on
You're welcome.
base. I'm pretty sure he was on base when Joe Carter hit that home run.
I'm saying it now. You guys do
Oh,
not win.
yes.
You guys don't win those World Series if it's not for the Brewers letting Paul Molitor go.
We can't blame us for
Yeah, that's true.
back when the Blue Jays had the highest payroll in baseball. Fun fact
boy.
about
Good
the
Lord.
1993 Jays.
Oh, so you guys just bought a World Series. Got it. Okay, Yankees. Got it.
Oh yeah, like none of those guys were homegrown. Like Alomar, Carter, Olerud was. That's about it.
Yeah.
I don't know about our pitching.
Oh,
Not
For a
really.
lot.
Juan Guzman.
Jack Morris was a trade, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But this upcoming week here, Friday, we've got the roster upgrades and downgrades, which I don't really care about that anymore. I used to care so much more about that when the market was way better.
I feel like it's hard to make
That's-
stubs that way now.
It used to be so much easier, dude. I miss it so much.
It's hard
But-
when like because
but
if
also-
you only move like 1 or 2 overalls up, your quick sell value your value barely changes. It goes up like, and they made it even lower this year. I think all the quick sell values. So,
They didn't even mention that, but they did. Yeah, the quick sell values and everything are all different this year.
Well, they're just
we also
there,
get
yeah.
we also get our season's lightning player, so we know that'll be a guaranteed 99. Curious to who you guys think that might be.
Ooh, lightning player who's been
I
really
don't-
good
I'm not
so
really
far.
Sure.
Because it'll
Depends on who they
be
want to give it to.
it'll
right
be
away.
for
Let's
it'll
give
be
it
for,
to Davis Schneider or Danny Jansen. They've been so good lately.
I would love it. I would love it.
But I don't know.
Like,
who
I
would
mean,
be.
there's a few names. Gunnar Henderson, I know, has been incredibly good to start the
Mhm.
year. Kyle Tucker.
Kyle Tucker leading the league in home runs for the
Yeah.
shit stros.
Mookie Betts, obviously, is a great
Yeah.
one. I don't really know, man. Other than those guys, I feel like those guys are probably towards the top of the list.
I think it could be, and this isn't even biased because I'm a Brewers fan. It could be William Contreras because he's currently on a 20 game on base streak, and he's been
unreal.
arguably the best catcher in all of baseball this year. So
Oh, he is for sure.
so it could be him. He could be like a sneaky one that pops out.
I
But
would love that actually.
yeah, dude, his 99 from last year that they gave us towards the end of the year was really good. Like,
Yeah, it was.
the finest one. He was really good. I've never been a huge fan of his cards, but like this year I've used him more and more because I've been doing more of the Brewers like theme team stuff, and he's been super nice to use. Yeah, if it's not William Contreras, it's like I don't know if they'll give it to Kyle Tucker because they just gave him that.
Yeah, that's what I was
that
thinking too.
The
was it
Mexico,
the Mexico
series.
one.
Yeah.
the Mexico Series card. So I don't know if they would give it to him. Mookie, I don't know if they would do it for him because that would just tank his live series. Yeah, I don't know. It could be shit. Who else is? It's not going to be Jose Barrios, Tango. It's not.
Oh no, definitely not after his last start.
No.
Shit. It could be.
Could it be so
many. It could be so many people because nobody thought it was going to be Bobby Witt the first time. So it's like now it's like they could just throw anybody out of there. Because I thought it was either going to be Mookie or Trout for the first one, and it's like I was not expecting that at all. But I mean, shit. Honestly, you probably could have sold me on like Jurickson Profar, but he just got that 99 in the season awards one because of the year that he's had so far.
That's a really good card too.
Honestly, you could be like even like Juan Soto just to like tickle our fancy.
Imanaga, he'd be potential.
He wouldn't be bad.
I know he got that chase pack card, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know. They like the way they're doing it this year. They kind of just are just throwing things out there. So
it could be anybody. It could definitely be. It's definitely going to be obviously a live series player, but it's like it literally could just be any player because it's like they're not even choosing like the best of the best either. They're just picking guys that are doing well. So
yeah, it's true.
So and then we're also getting the free diamond player, which that's just going to be something I don't know. That could literally be anybody.
Another downgraded version of the new chase pack card.
It's gonna be probably. That's gonna be Dalton Varsho right there. That's who that's gonna be.
Give me a free Dalton Varsho. I was saving up so many stubs for the weeks ago when I was like, I'm sure Dalton Varsho is gonna be in this season awards program. Whether he's either going to be in the program or in the pack, I'm like, for sure. I got like 150K. I'll be able to buy him. I don't even care if I spend all my stubs. And then who did we even get that time? It was somebody that I don't care about at all, obviously.
What was it? The five? Was it the
would
5?
Have been like 4, I think.
Season drop 4? Season drop 4. We got this is just the program that had Spencer Steer and Colton Cowser in it, but I don't remember the pack.
Or no, maybe it was 5 then with Tanner Houck. I think it was that one.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Anyway.
Houck card is actually pretty good.
You gave us Kaiju Varsho last year. Just give us a Varsho. Come on. Give me a 99 fielding Varsho in a Blue Jays uniform. Even a flashback Diamondbacks Varsho, I'll take it. Like I was like, oh, maybe he'll be in the D-backs Team Affinity. But
nah, Eddie Escobar.
Also good. That's a fun card out of TA.
Yeah, and then we're getting another program on the 23rd, and then the Reich program update on the 23rd as well. So that's 2 weeks from or not this coming Friday, but the following Friday. So man.
They gotta rearrange the schedule. Like it's just like you look at that and you're like, so in between all of that, there's just nothing.
There's nothing.
I know there's lots to do with Team Affinity, right? Like you have a lot to do right now, but I don't know. It just seems better when there's like smaller drops more often, like how they kind of used to do it. Yeah, I don't know.
I've been writing notes. I think I'm gonna make a YouTube video explaining like my ideas on how to fix Diamond Dynasty because I have so many. Like, and most of it is just like bringing back shit that worked. Like they just took out for no reason.
Bring back MLB 21 content model and just update it with this year's players, and you're good.
I agree.
That is 1,000% accurate. Yes, because that had everything that I kind of was looking for as far as Diamond Dynasty goes.
Actually, I think honestly 22 I liked a lot too. I know it didn't have Team Affinity, but I didn't feel like it needed it. Like people complained about it not being there all year, but I'm like, I don't know. Like everything's been pretty good. My biggest issue with 22 is that it just like ended too soon. Like they just cut it off in like the end of December or mid-December, and then there's just nothing for 3 months. So if you just let it keep that and just add another 6 weeks of content, like you're just fine. You're just but no.
And eventually, like they're doing headliners and stuff now. I still can't figure out how they're doing the chase packs this year. They're doing those like 2 cards per chase pack now.
I think it's
like they're dropping them a week apart or something like that.
Every second Friday is a new chase pack card, and every 2 cards are in the same chase pack, if that makes sense.
It's like I don't know. I like the idea of the chase packs. Even last year, even though there was only like 8 chase pack cards, but it seemed like they were always expensive as shit to get. It felt rewarding when you earned a chase pack card because you're like, oh shit, I might actually get this Ellie De La Cruz. Like, even if I don't want to use him, he's going for like 300K. Like, that's an easy payday.
Something to hunt for.
Yeah, it's something to hunt for. Something that if you are the content creator guy and is willing to buy all the packs, like people would take the time and try to get all that stuff. I know, like I saw the one video, a guy pulled him like 3 times out of like 6 chase packs or something like that. So he made like 1 million stubs just like that. So it was like, it was nuts. But I think as far as the show, I mean, granted, you said 21, but like that, the innings program stuff, like that was ideally for me the best way to do content as far as the updates go. Cause it's like, it was 3 bosses. You had programs and stuff in between it. Like you had to do everything to get to the bosses. And then when you got it, you only got to choose one. Maybe they have it extended out to where eventually it's kind of like the XP program where you can get all 3 if you keep grinding for it. But it's like, it just made you feel really rewarding to get one. And then you had to choose like, okay, do I choose Mariano? Do I choose David Ortiz or do I choose Larry Walker? And I only said that because that's the greatest inning program in the history of MLB The Show. So I remember that one like it was nothing. But yeah, I mean, you get that type of the feeling of what are we expecting? What are we going to get from the game? Seems like it's kind of died. Like everybody knows that Team Affinity's coming and everybody was like, oh, okay. But like I also said, we're getting Team Affinity and in 25 days, all this stuff goes away. And then we just have to rely on these wild cards, which knowing how MLB The Show does things, like, yeah, we have 4 wild card slots, but we're going to get one like every 300 or 350,000 XP reward points. So it's like, it's going to be forever for us to get all 4 wild cards. And for some people that don't play the game all the time, even guys who play less than I do, they're probably never going to get to that 4th wild card spot, maybe. Because I can only imagine how far behind people are, even on the XP reward path. Like, I'm still like 60K away from getting my first boss pack. So it's like, you imagine how other people that either got the game, didn't get the game on opening night, or just got the game within like the last couple of weeks or so, or feeling. So, but it's not my problem to deal with. It's MLB The Show's problem to deal with. But yeah, man, fun.
So Rez, if you had to give MLB The Show 24 an overall rating as of right now, on a 1 to 10, where do you put MLB 24?
I ain't gonna lie, I've enjoyed the game. I know you said you enjoy it as well for the most part, Tango. Like you're having fun with the game. I understand other people's complaints and stuff about it, but for me personally, I would give it like an 8.5. I've enjoyed the game. I understand other people's complaints. I myself don't have those same complaints because I don't know. I just hop on the game. I enjoy baseball. I love streaming it. Like streaming it obviously makes it 10 times better than really what it is. Yeah, so I'd probably have to give it maybe 8.5. I'd probably say, and that might be a little high, but I don't know. I've really been enjoying the game, and and I think part of it is whenever I'm done streaming, I go and hang with my girlfriend for a couple days, and I get excited to come home and play it. I'm not playing it every single day. I'm not playing it all the time. Even when I'm not streaming, I'm not playing it all that time. You know what I mean? I play it a lot on stream. When I'm not streaming, I don't play it all the time. So I get excited to get on and play when I'm streaming, or I get excited when I get to come home and play it. So maybe it's just part of the way I'm managing things, but I don't know. I've been enjoying it. I'd give it a solid 8.5.
Yeah, I think a thing that kind of helps, guys like you and I and Jake too, like that we're not sweats, like we're not World Series players. So like, honestly, there's a lot of foul balls, but gameplay wise, I have zero issues with how this game plays. Like it's whatever. Do I wish I could strike guys out more on some of these like very early, very late swings? Yeah, but at the same time, I'm not like I get hits on very early and very late. It's like it benefits me as much as it is a detriment to my playing. Like I'm not playing on Legend. I'm not really playing on Hall of Fame ever. So like All-Star Warrior, like it's fine with me. And like content, obviously, I think could be improved. But you know what? I'm with you. I would give it a pretty decent rating. definitely bet like I'm enjoying it way more than last year. I worry for this game as a whole when season 2 starts on how many people are just going to be done. Like, because they give us basically a full game cycle in 3 months, and then it's like, are people who, you know, like don't do content or don't really love baseball gonna want to keep going, especially once other games start coming out? Like, I know everybody's excited for that NCAA football. Like, I could care less about that. I'm not really a football guy, especially video games. Like, the only sports game I really play is this. So, but yeah, we'll see where the like all the streaming numbers and the player base numbers kind of go once season 2 starts. It'll be interesting to see.
I think it's going to be. I'm hoping that SDS and MLB The Show do us right with this new season. I don't know what their plan is yet. I mean, I know that everyone says like it's going to be kind of like an entire reset, but I don't understand how they thought that was going to be the right, like, logically idea for their content, because it's like the 99s are cool. It seems like maybe still a little too early for them as far as the power creep goes, but also when it's a season-based game, you know, that's kind of how they had to do it. But now we got 24 days left, and there's only, you know, there's going to be people that don't finish Team Affinity, and then they're going to be like, well, I'm starting over with all these 99s, which, granted, Team Affinity 3, you don't have to, it doesn't end. They said you can just keep going and earning those cards as you're playing. So it's like, that's fair, I guess. But unless you have your wild card slots, you can't use them. So at least in last year's game, I hated the concept of the sets and seasons too, but at least you were still able to use like past cards from different sets, you know, and to grind like Team Affinity and stuff like that too. But I'm going to be playing it just because I'm addicted to playing MLB The Show. But it's like, there are going to be people who haven't checked out yet, but I think are planning on it because, one, NCAA football is getting ready to come out, so that's going to take a lot of the player base. Unfortunately, I'm going to be one of those guys who plays both, because MLB The Show, I've said it before, has me by the balls. Like, I play it every year. I'm addicted to it. I have to play it. When there's something like Team Affinity, like, I have to get it done. Otherwise, I feel like less of myself personally if I don't get all those things 100%. But yeah, man, and then we're just gonna see how the second half goes, man. It's gonna be there's what, 4 seasons, so
yeah,
it's like, do they? Okay, let's say the second season drops and we go back down to 89s and then we creep back up. Are they gonna do that again for set 3 or like season 3, or is it gonna be like 95s and creep up, or like, I guess? And eventually, you're just gonna we're gonna run out of cards, so we're gonna end up with duplicates this way too. Which is why I feel like
it's happening for sure. I think season 4 is just going to be 99 and everything, and they're just
season 4 is probably going to be like how it was for like set 6 or whatever last year, where we can use everything.
Yeah, I don't think we'll start back at like 89s for Team Affinity season 2. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? I don't know. I don't talk to anybody from SDS. I have no idea.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
The only person I know who works at SDS, I know her, but I don't know her. she's only rated my streams a couple times. But yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it and hoping that I'm optimistically staying high on it. Like, I'm hoping that they do the right things and that the game remains playable to the main player base, so that we're not seeing
some more fun cards for the Blue Jays. Please, just some. Like, they gave. Did you see the fake Ricky Tiedemann card at the beginning of the year?
No, I did not.
There was. You could search in the app Tiedemann's name, and there was a spring breakout Ricky Tiedemann card. You couldn't buy it or anything, but it showed up in the app, and I was like, What? And then so when that was before they brought out the second wave, the second pack. Breakout, So I was like, oh, here he comes. And then we got Addison Barger, which is still cool. Like, I'm fine with that. But I was like, where's Tiedemann? Then all these pipeline cards start coming. I'm like, all right, Tiedemann's coming. Nothing. I'm like, this is.
Not now.
Like, I was sure he was going to be our Team Affinity too, and then we get Elvis Martinez, a guy we've gotten already. I'm like, fuck. Like,
yeah.
Tango, I can confirm. Tango did send me the screenshot of him in the app, so I definitely saw it. It was real. It was.
Oh, it makes me wonder sometimes, like, how many last second switches they do on some of these cards. I'm like, do they have things in their mind they have like an extra 10 cards and they're just like, no, we're just like not going to give them that one. We'll give them this one. Like,
Yeah, I'm curious how that works too. It's happened a few different times.
yeah.
Yeah, you mean like the fact that they have the XP
Bellinger
reward
last
path?
year? There was like a mystery Bellinger that showed up.
Yeah, Bellinger.
It was
Yeah.
like absolutely
Bellinger.
cracked. But then we got a different one.
Yeah, but then they have like even this year, you could see it. It's already a double dip. Is the Trevor Story got the Trevor Story 89 from the XP reward path, and then there's the 99 in the home stretch pack. So it's like
Yeah.
there's the first sense of double dip. And
Now
I guess
now he's going to be Red Sox team affinity in the season 2. That'd be so funny if they did that.
yeah,
So bad, but funny.
he's so good though, dude. Trevor Story cards are cracked.
I'm not that good with. He's one of those cards that everybody always raves about that I just like. I don't know. I've never looked forward to a Trevor Story card that way.
He was one of my favorite
I like
shortstops to
him.
use. Like when they first brought the supercharge into the game, he was one of my favorites one to use because he got supercharged like in April with the Red Sox because he was on a
Right,
tear
right.
before he got hurt.
Plus, like
And
Jimmy
I remember-
Rollins is never leaving my lineup. He's just way too cracked. He's,
Jimmy.
he's
Jimmy's
just too
very
good. He's the best
Very
card.
I can't
very
wait.
good.
I can't wait to get him, man. I know. I think I've already have him like P2 or P3 just because of all the BR runs. But
Play
Yeah.
BR. There's like 6,000 XP every second thing in BR right now. You get a ton of XP in BR.
every
You guys haven't looked in the BR program. It's like every 5 points is 6,000 XP this time. So there's a lot in BR right now. in the
Oh
BR
shit! Yeah,
program.
there is. Holy fuck!
Yeah. So
Well,
you get,
maybe I should have played BR today instead of finishing the damn stupid conquest map.
yeah, if you get to the pack, you get 60K, and then there's another 10K right after it.
Jeez.
There's
Oh,
also
wow, yeah,
something
I see
else.
that.
And I didn't even realize, like, even events, you get like 10K.
Yeah,
They're
you
in
got a lot
10K bunches every 5 wins now instead of 2,000.
Good. They should be doing this.
I can't believe they
should be
didn't
giving-
they upped the XP and the team affinity programs. You get 250 XP at the very beginning extra, and everything else is still 750. But it is what it is. All right, guys. Well, unless you guys have anything else to add today, Rez, I just want to say thank you for joining us, our first guest of the season.
Man, of course.
We'll probably have to have
That
you
was
on
super
again at
fun.
some point, maybe when like a 99 Danny Jansen drops. You and I can just like
yes, that would be perfect.
smooch each other through our cameras and just rejoice about it.
That'd be
Rez, let
perfect.
all the people know where they can find you, man. Let all the people know. Do your self plug.
We stream 5 to 6 times over on Twitch a week, usually every day at 4 Eastern time, under the handle, obviously, ReZurrection00. We also been posting YouTube videos at least once a week. I would like to start posting maybe 2 a week shortly, under the same name as well, ReZurrection00.
Give him a follow.
Love it.
He's on.
Good YouTube content too. I love it. I've been checking out the vids as you've been posting them, man. Good stuff.
Yeah,
I'll start my third pod with Rez talking about the Jays one day.
There you go.
Just gonna be constant rants.
Oh,
It's just gonna be Tango
Oh,
reading
God.
his tweets live on air.
I don't know what you're talking about.
he's-
My tweets are
he's-
super positive all the time about the Blue Jays.
It's you and my buddy Sean, who's a Philly fan, and his name is Philly the 13th on Twitch.
Phillies
And,
cannot complain about anything this year. They're like the best team in the league.
dude, they are statistically the best team in the league this year. But it's so funny because he's the funniest. You two probably could go head to head on who rants the most badly about their team. Like it's pretty funny. And like the last 36, 48 hours, my buddy Sean has just been arguing with Braves fans because apparently Braves fans have it in their mind that the Phillies have just played a weak schedule so far this year, which is why they have all these wins. Not saying they're a good team, but it's like everybody plays everybody equally this year. So it's like you can't even say that. Like, granted, yes, the Phillies might have played the White Sox and the A's and something already, but it's like the Braves are going to too. So it's like, are the Philly fans supposed to just come back and say, "Oh, well, now your schedule's easy. That's why you're getting all these wins"? So it's like, I asked him. I said, "It's like you're arguing with children for no reason and riling yourself up for no reason at all." But I don't know.
Yeah, all I know is I think the Jays have the exact same record right now after this many games, 30 games, as we did in 2015, and
I've seen that.
we won the division in 2015. We went on a
did.
couple crazy runs, and then we had that trade deadline, and we're unbelievable to finish the season.
Yep.
Yeah, I just know that I'm not
That
trying to bring any
Royals
negative
bullpen.
juju to my Brewers because we're playing well. We're still in first place, even with like one of the youngest teams in the league. So, you know, we're doing the best that we can with what we got. And Yelich just came back, so I'm happy with it. My boy Yelly. Thought we were to trade him in the offseason and we didn't. And I'm glad we didn't.
Jays fans were all over Twitter.
I know.
Well, yeah,
to
but
get
then,
him.
yeah, but then you wouldn't have Varsho out in left field.
No, then we brought back Kevin Kiermaier, his defense is amazing, but he's just actually I think he has a higher OPS than Springer now. So I don't know. Our team just sucks. Our team just sucks.
Lord.
Anyway, this is content from my other podcast. This is all I know is I want more Blue Jays flashback cards in MLB The Show, and I think Rez does too. So,
100%. 100%.
And I was gonna say, I think I texted you before we leave. I think I texted you. I think the Brewers got like 6 or 7 cards just on Friday alone.
in one day. Jays got Tom Hankey. That was it. Nothing.
Yeah, we got Prince Fielder, Robin Yount, Tyler Black, the Tops Now card. We got what else did we get? We got a bunch of. We got the Eric Lauer in the BR program. We got a bunch of stuff. It was like 4 or 5 different cards that we all got just on Friday alone. I was like, I guess I can't be upset about saying the Brewers don't get anything.
We're
kind
still
of gotten stuff all year.
The Rays have been shafted more than anybody, but like it hasn't been good for the Jays. But
that's because all the Rays legends aren't in the game. Like Fred McGriff isn't in the game. Wade Boggs got the Red Sox card instead of the Rays card. So it's like,
that's true.
so it's like. Plus, they're the youngest, aren't they? They're still the youngest franchise in the league. So it's like a lot of their team was kind of bad. Carl Crawford's not going to make his way into the game.
There's always cards you can give to teams. There are always, when you're giving us like every single card that's ever been released in the last 5 Diamond Dynasties through those 42 series cards. Yeah, there's cards you can give. I'll
say my favorite infield combo in MLB The Show history was when I really first MLB The Show 20 when I was in Nick Terrio's league. I was the Rays because everybody else was taken, and I had an infield of Vidal Brujan and Xavier Edwards, and they were both shorts. They were both like switch 120 hitting. Contact, no power, switch hitting. Just I bat them first and second, and then I had like Fred McGriff batting third and Evan Longoria batting fourth, and I would just pulverize people. Because like I would just get base hits and stolen bases with those two all game long, and then nobody could do anything. It was awesome. So those are 2 cards you could bring back. There you go. There you go, Rays.
That'd be cool.
All right. Well, Rez, again, thanks for joining us. Everybody out there watching the Frozen Camera podcast or listening, hopefully listening on Apple or Spotify or one of those things. We appreciate you all. And long live MLB The Show.
Yes. Love it. I always keep forgetting that's your ending. Go